Hello and welcome to Japan Lyric Room. In this show, we carefully savor the lyrics of Japanese songs, delivering the deep meanings and unique cultural backgrounds behind the phrases in a way that is easy to understand.
It's so wonderful to be here with you again. I always love how we just take our time and create this gentle, warm space to really appreciate the artistry of language.
Me too. It's always such a calming conversation. And today, we are doing a lyric analysis of something truly extraordinary. We are focusing on the featured song Otonoke by the incredibly popular hip-hop duo Creepy Nuts, which is rapper R-Shitei and DJ Matsunaga.
Oh, wow. Yes. Everyone knows them right now.
Yeah, you likely know them as the duo who recently took the world by storm with that massive viral hit, Bling Bang Bang Born.
They absolutely dominated the global charts with that track. It was everywhere.
It really was. But for their next phase, they released Otonoke, which is this undeniably powerful and honestly completely unique piece of music.
Definitely. And it is crucial to note right at the start that Otonoke is the official opening theme for Season 1 of the TV anime Dandadan.
Yes, exactly. And Dandadan is this wild story filled with the supernatural, ghosts and the extraterrestrial, which makes this song just a perfect fit.
It really is the perfect pairing.
But to truly understand what makes this track so special, we need to carefully savor the overarching theme of the song itself.
Right, so the title Otonoke is actually a brilliantly crafted portmanteau. It combines the word Yamanoke, which is a terrifying mountain ghost from Japanese folklore, with Otonoke, which translates to the ghost or spirit of sound.
Oh, that is so clever.
It is. When R-Shitei wrote these lyrics, he built the entire song around this terrifying but strangely beautiful concept. He is basically comparing the relationship between a music creator and the listener to an actual ghostly possession.
Which brings us right back to that idea of a song getting stuck in your head.
Exactly.
Because a ghost usually preys on the hidden gaps in a person's heart.
Yeah.
Right? Like their pain or their loneliness. And music does the exact same thing.
It finds those empty spaces.
Yeah. The artist pours their soul into the track, it enters your eardrum, takes over your subconscious, and eventually, well, it becomes a permanent part of you.
Precisely. It's a really intimate invasion. And to understand how this musical ghost operates, we first have to look at the terrifying world it comes from.
Okay, so let's step into what we could call the pop culture graveyard. The first phrase we're looking at, the English translation for that is, Sadako and Kayako are swarming in the land of the dead.
Right.
But to really get this, you have to understand the specific cultural nuance here, which is famous ghosts like Sadako and Kayako are swarming together in the land of the dead, like they're having a chaotic festival.
This opening thought is just such a fascinating cultural blend. I mean, the lyricist takes the two most iconic, terrifying figures from the global J-horror boom, Sadako from The Ring and Kayako from Ju-on.
Oh, both of them are so scary.
Terrifying! But he adds the affectionate suffix chan to their names, so it's Sada-chan and Kaya-chan. He's treating these legendary, murderous curses like cute, approachable pop idols.
Wait, I have a question about that.
Right.
Is that just like a modern coping mechanism? Like we make these horrific figures cute so they're less scary to deal with?
That's a good theory.
Or does treating a deadly supernatural curse like a cute pop culture mascot actually make it far more unsettling?
I lean toward the latter. It definitely creates this bizarre dissonance that makes you super uncomfortable. By taming the horror with pop culture, it kind of lulls you into a false sense of security.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And he contrasts this cute imagery by placing them in Yomi no Kuni. That is the ancient Japanese land of the dead, which originates from the Kojiki, an ancient mythological text that's over 2,000 years old.
Oh, wow. So he's bridging a 2,000-year gap right out of the gate.
Exactly. He's putting modern movie monsters into an ancient mythological underworld, showing us that this song connects the darkness of all Japanese eras.
But they don't stay in that underworld forever, do they?
No, they certainly do not.
Right, so we have these ancient and modern horrors partying in the underworld. But what happens when that boundary breaks and they bleed into our everyday reality?
Well, they pick the worst possible moment.
Of course they do. Let's look at the next phrase, which translates to, it's the middle of an exorcism prayer, but it's past 4.44, so hell yeah.
I love that line.
It's so good. And the specific cultural nuance here is, it's right in the middle of an exorcism prayer, but since the clock struck the cursed time of 4.44, I'm like, hell yeah, here's my chance.
To fully grasp this, we really have to look at how language shapes superstition in Japan. The number 4 in Japanese is pronounced shi, which is a homophone for the word for death.
Ah, right. I've heard that.
Yeah. Because of this, 4.44 is widely considered the ultimate cursed witching hour in Japanese schoolyard ghost stories. It's the time when the barrier between the living and the dead is at its absolute thinnest.
And a gokito is a holy exorcism, so we have to picture this solemn, sacred exorcism being violently interrupted because the clock strikes this cursed time.
Exactly. But notice the reaction to that interruption. The reaction isn't fear. The lyric says yosha, which means hell yeah, or let's do this.
Right, it's so aggressive.
It is the ecstatic, joyful acceptance of madness. The spirit isn't running from the holy prayer. It's using the cursed hour to completely overpower the exorcism.
Wait, it's almost like, you know when you're watching a horror movie, and right at the climax, when the hero priest finally arrives to save the day, you actually find yourself actively rooting for the monster to win.
Yes, exactly.
You are embracing the thrill of the scare.
Yeah.
You're giving in to the ecstasy of the terror.
That is a brilliant way to phrase it. You are actively inviting the darkness in.
But if we are actively inviting the monster in at 4.44, we need to know exactly who is coming to attack us.
We do.
Which brings us to a really fascinating visual in the lyrics. And the English translation is, Yonshakuyonsunyonbusama is coming at you. The specific cultural nuance here is, a monster with a cursed name is lunging at you right this second.
This lyric is an absolute masterclass in modern folklore. He is referencing an internet urban legend about a terrifying, unnatural woman whose very name obsessively repeats that cursed number 4.
Oh, that's so creepy.
It is. And Yonshakuyonsunyonbusama is a traditional Japanese measurement. If you convert that ancient measurement into the modern metric system, it equals roughly 168.2 centimeters.
Hold on. 168.2 centimeters. That rounds up to 169 centimeters, right?
It sure does.
Which just so happens to be the exact physical height of the rapper, R-Shitei himself.
It is incredible math. He calculated a cursed folkloric measurement to perfectly match his own physical body. He literally turns himself into the urban legend.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And the phrase kaminacha is a heavily stylized Japanese pronunciation of the English phrase coming at you.
That is such a massive flex. So the monster, who is the artist himself, is lunging directly at the listener. He mathematically proves that he is the ghost of an internet legend.
He really does.
So once this 169 centimeter hip-hop ghost lunges at you, what are the results? You get hit with a diagnosis hidden inside a polite greeting.
The wordplay here is arguably the most clever part of the entire track. Let's gently unpack this one.
In English, this translates to, literally, you're possessed.
Right.
But the exact cultural nuance here is, I said the usual greeting, good job, but just like literally says, you're already completely possessed.
This is so smart. In Japan, the most common everyday greeting in the workplace, or, after a long day, is Otsukaresama. It means good job or you must be tired.
Yeah, you hear it constantly.
Constantly. But R-Shitei alters the written Japanese here. He replaces the kanji character for tired with a completely different kanji character that means possessed by a spirit.
Oh, that's brilliant.
And the thing is, they sound exactly the same when spoken aloud.
So to the ear, it just sounds like standard corporate politeness, but on paper, it's a terrifying reality.
Exactly. And he adds the word mochidori, meaning literally, to really emphasize the trap. The exhaustion of your everyday life has been entirely replaced by the ecstasy of being possessed by the music.
He's taunting us.
He really is. He's laughing at the listener, basically saying, you thought I was just saying good job, but I've already taken over your soul.
It's like telling someone, have a good night, but spelling night as in a dark, unending nightmare. You think you are engaging in normal social pleasantries, but you are actually succumbing to a dark spell.
That's a perfect analogy, and that leads us to the absolute heart of the song. How do you know when that spell has actually worked?
Well, you know it because it sounds exactly like this repeating hypnotic loop. The English translation is entry successful, entry successful, entry successful. And the cultural nuance here is entry successful. I've crawled all the way into the deepest part of your heart.
Like I said, Chills, this is drawn directly from a famous internet ghost story from the 2000s called Yamanoke.
Okay, tell me about that.
In that story, a girl is possessed by a mountain spirit, and she begins repeating the word Haireta, meaning I got in, or entry successful, over and over, but in a voice that clearly isn't her own.
That is horrifying.
It's a traumatic, deeply unsettling image from early internet message boards.
And he takes this terrifying story and uses it as the catchiest musical hook of the track. But wait, there's a trap here, isn't there?
Oh, there absolutely is.
Because when we, the listeners, hum along to this incredibly catchy hook, aren't we actively finalizing our own possession? Like, we are the ones voicing the ghost's success.
That is the ultimate beauty of the song's construction. The moment you sing along, the Otonoke, the music ghost, has successfully completed its invasion of your mind. You are the vessel.
Okay, so the melody is in your head, the ghost has settled in. Can you evict it? Spoiler alert, you cannot afford the cure.
To really care.
The translation is, if you want to break the curse, stacks of cash for generations.
Yeah.
And the exact cultural nuance here is, if you want to break this curse, you better stack up enough cash to last for generations of your descendants.
To understand this, we need to talk about the word haro. In the Shinto religion, this is a sacred, pure ritual to cleanse a person of evil spirits and return them to a normal state.
So it's a holy purification.
It is, but R-Shitei twists this sacred concept into a ruthlessly greedy demand.
He's basically saying, oh, you want me out of your head, pay up.
Exactly. But it's not just a one-time fee. He demands matsudai, which means generations of your descendants.
Wow.
If you want this music out of your soul, you must pay stacks of cash for eternity. It beautifully represents the cruel egoism of the artist who demands eternal, unwavering devotion from their audience.
That is intense.
Yeah.
And it raises such a deep philosophical question about the modern music industry. Is this line a dark commentary on modern fandom itself?
I think it very well could be.
Because think about what it means to be a super fan of an artist today. Is essentially an expensive generational curse. You buy the albums, the multiple vinyl variants, the concert tickets, the merchandise.
It adds up so fast.
Right. You are continually paying a financial toll for a possession you don't even really want to be cured of.
I completely agree. Once you are captivated by an artist, you end up dedicating a massive part of your life and your resources to them. The music industry relies on that eager possession.
It really does.
And since you can't realistically buy your way out of this curse, you have no choice but to accept your new reality. A door has been opened that simply cannot be shut.
Which brings us to the point of no return. The English translation is, who opened the forbidden door? Or Pandora's box. And the specific cultural nuance here is, who opened it? A forbidden door that can never be closed has been opened, and there's no going back to normal.
This is another moment of just breathtaking visual wordplay. In the written lyrics, R-Shitei uses the kanji for Kingo.
Okay, what does that mean?
Kingo is the title of a legendary, terrifying internet horror story in Japan about a cursed house with no entrance, featuring a mysterious mirror that brings doom to anyone who looks into it.
Oh, another internet legend.
Yes. But he uses a phonetic guide, a reading, called furigana, to force the listener to pronounce the word Kingo as Pandora.
So he is explicitly fusing Japanese internet horror with the ancient Greek myth of Pandora's box.
Yes, he is. By blending East and West, ancient myth and modern internet lore, he is making a universal statement: the forbidden door has been opened.
And everything comes pouring out.
All the curses, all the music, all the madness has flown out. And there is absolutely no going back to the peaceful, quiet, unpossessed life you had before.
I feel like this is the moment in J-pop where you take the red pill. Once you analyze lyrics like this, once you see the architecture of the curse they've built, your peaceful ignorance is gone forever.
It really is.
You can't unhear the ghost, and you can't just passively listen to pop music anymore.
You really can't. And there are so many cursed artifacts flying out of this Pandora's box, we can't just ignore them.
So true. Let's really look at a few of these in a quick lightning round before we wrap up. Just gently savoring a few more hidden gems in this incredible track.
I'd be delighted. First, we have the phrase kuwabara kuwabara. This is an ancient Japanese protective charm, an incantation people mutter to ward off bad luck or lightning strikes.
It's almost like a reflex to protect yourself, but in the context of the song, the charm completely fails.
Wow.
What about dekabuko?
This uses the kanji for convex and concave. If you look at the characters, they actually look like interlocking puzzle pieces.
Oh, wow. So one juts out and the other caves in.
Exactly. It symbolizes how the listener's empty loneliness, the concave hole, fits absolutely perfectly with the artist's sharp screaming expression, which is the convex piece.
That is strangely romantic for a song about a horrific ghost.
It is, isn't it? Then there is osaraba.
What does that one signify?
It means saying a final goodbye to your old self as you cross over into a new, possessed world. Following that is Sai no Kawara.
Oh, I think I know that one.
Yeah, this references the tragic Buddhist tale of the underworld riverbank, where children who passed away too soon must stack stones in an endless, unrewarded loop, only for demons to knock them down.
It's a loop of suffering, much like a catchy song endlessly looping in your head.
Yeah.
You try to clear your mind, but the melody just knocks your thoughts down again.
What a great connection. Next is Chanbara, which refers to the clashing sounds of samurai sword fighting. In this context, it describes the artists trading sharp, rapid-fire rap rhymes like swinging swords.
I love that imagery.
And finally, Shyamalan.
Wait, like a direct nod to the Hollywood director M. Night Shyamalan.
Yes! Representing a massive, shocking plot twist that turns your whole reality upside down.
It is just remarkable. It's
Yeah.
a cohesive flow, connecting ancient Buddhism to M. Night Shyamalan, all while maintaining a flawless hip-hop rhythm.
Otonoke is truly no longer just an anime theme song. It is the largest scale musical possession ever unleashed on the world. The beats and the flows forcefully rewrite our heartbeat.
They really do.
And the reason we are so drawn to it is that it perfectly, seamlessly fills the hidden holes in our souls.
That is such a profound way to look at it. The ghost found our lonely spots and just made its home there.
It certainly did.
Well, thank you so much for listening to today's episode. We are constantly picking up various Japanese songs and updating our website with even more detailed lyric analysis.
There's always more to uncover.
Absolutely. If you want to savor the lyrics even deeper, please check out the link to our website in the episode description.
We'd love to see you there.
And if you enjoyed this show, please don't forget to follow and subscribe to our channel. We would love to hear your thoughts, and if there are any specific songs you'd like us to cover, please let us know in the comments.
We read all of them.
We really do.
Yeah.
Before we go, I want to leave you with one final thought to mull over. Now that you know the true nature of this curse, are you going to say Asaraba to the darkness? Or will you let this sound hold you captive forever? Think about that next time you press play. Until next time, this has been Japan Lyric Room.